Good morning, respected ones. In this video, I would like to present before you a significant topic related to knowledge and curriculum. I would like to present before you the topic role of different social groups in curriculum construction or in curriculum making. Different social groups have got a vital role in curriculum construction. When we were talking about different principles of curriculum construction, one of the principles was community orientedness. Similarly, another principle was child-centeredness. So we have to consider different social groups to make the curriculum more effective and fruitful. So first we can look at, so we have got different social groups or community groups, such as parents associations, students organizations, teachers organizations, professional groups, business community groups, psychologists and medical personnels, agricultural or farmers associations, etc. All these groups have got some role in curriculum construction. First, we can look at parents associations. Nowadays, parents send their children with some expectations. Parents always want to make their children highly competitive in this complicated world. They are not sending the students or their children just for making them scholars, but for making them secure a better job. So, when we construct curriculum, we have to contact the parents of the children, the parents associations at different localities. And each educational institution can meet parents organizations, the people of parents organizations, the members of parents organizations, so that to get the expectations of parents, to know about what they expect from educational institutions, what sort of education they want to give their children, to their children. So it's important to contact parents organizations. So to call the meetings of parents organizations when constructing curriculum for educational systems. Another social group which has got great role in curriculum construction is students organizations. When I was talking about the principles of curriculum construction, I just talked about child-centeredness, principle of child-centeredness. Nowadays, we are following pragmatic philosophy in our school educational system. And we have accepted child-centered education. So we have to make the curriculum child-centered. I mean, curricular activities should be capable of making the children or learners at the center of the classroom. And for that, we should know about the interests, attitude, and aspiration of the student community. For knowing about all these things related to the children or students, We would better call the meetings of students' organizations because they have got a clear-cut idea on students or children's interests because they are the representatives of students. So just call the meeting of the leaders of different students' organizations to know about the expectations of students. Moreover, whenever we review curriculum, we should know about the problems faced by students during the previous years because of different activities included in the curriculum. And for knowing all these things, we would better contact leaders of students' organizations. Another social group which has got an important role in curriculum construction is teachers' organizations. Teachers know the merits and demerits of different types of curriculum. Teachers can tell what should be there in curriculum. Curriculum construction committee is a small body with some 10 or 20 members. But if you contact the teachers' organizations, the leaders of different teachers' organizations, you can just know about the views of teachers on different types of curriculum. You can know about the activities to be included in the curriculum. Because teachers know what is good and what is not good. And teachers know the practicality of different activities. I have told you that we have to think about the practicality or practicability of items when we construct a curriculum. Instead of including utopian ideas, just include some items which can be implemented and executed effectively in all the educational institutions in our society. And this practicability, effectiveness, and usefulness can be explained by teachers. So we have to contact the teachers' organizations. So teachers' organizations can forward useful suggestions and recommendations before the curriculum construction committee. Similarly, business communities or business associations like merchant associations, Lions Club, JCs can also put forth some ideas because nowadays we are following pragmatism. We are living in a utilitarian society. As I told, most of the people are getting education or seeking education just for getting a better job. And nowadays, business also has become a part of education. And some people want to start or want to launch some startups just after getting education. And now entrepreneurship clubs are there at schools just for creating a motivation or just for motivating students to launch startups just after completing their education. So for making the students aware of the latest trends in the business world, you would better get the advices from business people when preparing curriculum. Actually, traditionally it is not acceptable, but nowadays we are giving more importance to vocational aim of education. So, business groups, business associations, merchant associations also can contribute to curriculum. Another group, a social group, is professionals. And nowadays, there are lots of professions. New career opportunities are there. After the emergence of globalization, lots of career opportunities are there. And with the emergence of modern information technology, different types of professions are there. So maybe some professional groups are there. And if you make them forward some suggestions, you can make your students aware of different types and categories of professions in this world. You can make them aware of latest trends in different professions in this world. You can make them aware of the scope of different professions. And this would create a sort of advanced planning and strategy making by the students for their future. So professional groups also can contribute much to curriculum. Similarly, psychologists also should be contributing something, because nowadays we are giving importance to educational psychology. We have to make curriculum on the basis of the principle of growth and development. When I was talking about principles of curriculum construction, I just talked about principle of growth and development. According to modern psychology, people at different stages of life have got different features. Childhood has got some features, early adolescence has got some features, later adolescence has got some features. And when you create curriculum, you have to keep all these factors in your mind. The concepts put forth by growth and development. And for knowing about the latest theories, latest principles, latest findings of modern psychology on or about growth and development should be considered when you construct a curriculum. So psychologists also can contribute much to curriculum. Similarly, medical people also should be consulted. Because nowadays we are thinking about inclusive education. As you know, inclusive education is the concept of giving education to differently abled children, then marginalized children and normal children together in the same classroom. And when you accept inclusive educational system, you should know about the curricular adaptations which have to be used in the classroom. For example, even if you are including blind people in the normal classroom, you may have to accept some special curricular adaptations. For example, you may have to allow them to make use of tape recorders to record the class. So, medical groups can forward some suggestions to be considered when constructing curriculum for differently abled children. And this is also something important in the case of curriculum construction. Similarly, we have to consult the agricultural community, the farmers associations. We have to make our youngsters interested in farming. So we may be, or we can include agriculture or farming as a part of normal education. So we can consult farmers associations to tell about the latest trends in agriculture, the latest mechanisms in agriculture, the latest technologies in agriculture. So all these social groups can contribute a lot. And similarly, you can also consult the religious groups because according to S. Radhakrishnan Commission of 1948, the basic principles of each and every religion should be taught to each and everyone. Now we are living in a culturally plural community. Cultural pluralism is there. And cultural pluralism, we are living in a multicultural society, so we have to ensure cultural pluralism, harmonious relationship among different communities. And for enhancing harmonious living among different communities, each and every one should learn the basic principles of each and every religion according to people like S. Radhakrishnan. So you can consult leaders of different communities to know about the basic principles of different religions to be included in the curriculum, especially in countries like India, because it's a pluralistic country. It's a country where social diversity can be seen in each and every corner of it. So we can consult religious groups also for getting some ideas on the basic principles of different religions. And another social group which can contribute to curriculum construction is writers associations or literary groups, literature groups. Because when we teach language, we have to include prose, essays, poetry, novels, short stories. And if we consult the authors associations, the writers associations, the literary organizations, associations, we can know about the latest trends in literature. We can know about the latest trends in linguistic elements or language studies. So it also will be very useful during the time of curriculum construction. So all these groups, and similarly, women's associations also can be consulted, because now we are talking about gender fair curriculum. According to the concept of gender fair curriculum, there should not be any sort of gender bias. And for avoiding gender bias, we have to consult women's organizations, because women gender is considered as a marginalized community. So modern educationists think about creating a gender fair or a gender friendly or, or a gender harmonious ecosystem in educational institutions. So you can consult women's organizations and associations. They also can contribute much to the curriculum according to modern educationists. So all these social organizations can contribute because all of them are a part of the society. When we when we construct curriculum, we should know the pulse of the society because we are giving education to our students to make them lead a meaningful life in the society where he or she belongs to or where they belong to. So we should know the pulse of the society. We can know the pulse of the society by speaking to different social groups. We have to consult marginalized groups because we have to make them to come to the mainstream educational institutions. We can make them come to the mainstream educational institutions only by including their cultural activities, their literature, their art, and something related to their communities in the curriculum. So we have to consult marginalized groups, tribal communities, Dalits, because when we prepare a curriculum, we should give due regard to each section of society, each walk of life. Thank you.